for my last question here. So last year, Coach Jimmy talked about the idea around C9, the whole, oh, the international is tough to qualify for them. And unfortunately, you guys won't qualify for Santiago. What changes are you guys looking to make, or anything in general, try to qualify for London?
I think it's just us being more on the same page.
What's up, y'all? My name is Andre Hopkins, also known as Entree Interview, and today I'm joined here by Vic from Cloud9. How are you feeling after the game today?
A little sad, of course. I'm not hoping that we'd win, of course, but I think overall it's been good improvement throughout the kickoff, and sucks that we lost the way we did, especially on Abyss, but also Pearl. I think it could have been a 2-0, but I think a lot of it is us, It's not really the other team, in my opinion. It's just us messing up, and we just got to fix it.
Yeah, I feel like that definitely could have been a 2-0 either side, so just unfortunate loss for you guys today. I'll start off with a question about Zellsis IGL'ing. So he isn't officially IGL on a team before, but we know he was very big on mid-rounding for Sentinels. How has it been with him as the full-time IGL?
I think it's been great. I think, in general, just him and Emmy's worked really hard. They work really well together. So it really is they enhance each other, they boost each other in a sense where it helps the team in general. I think that collaboration with him joining with Emmy has really made him a good IGL in a sense, I think in a different team it might have been different. And I think just the way we are as a team, I think he's really meshed well with us, and the way we want to play and the way he sees the game, I think is just a good addition overall.
Yeah, because he even exceeded my expectation. I mean, some of the calls he was making, the mid-rounding stuff, again, we knew he was big on it, but yeah, I was very impressed. I think there's a lot of room still to grow, of course, which is always a good thing to have. But yeah, I could definitely see him going even more above and beyond what we saw in Kickoff. So I want to ask a little bit about the different comps. So just because I'm not 100% sure, are we seeing more Astra in this Kickoff tournament because of the initiator nerfs, or is there a different reason for it?
Not too sure, to be honest. I think it's just the map pool in general. I think it's just comfort with the map pool. I think it leans a little more to Astra. I think with maps like Lotus and Ascent coming out, which were more prominent Omen maps, and maps like Abyss coming in, even for Road. I think there's a lot of more mixture coming into the meta where you can play either, and I think just in general Astra feels better. But I think it's just a comfort thing or just a map thing where what the team prefers, and the player, of course.
Okay, yeah, because I just noticed there's been a lot. Of course, Omen's very highly picked every region, but I've seen a lot more Astra region to region, especially like you said on Abyss. Very good on Abyss. Okay, definitely makes sense. So Yoru and Waylay have had absurdly high pick rates for every region in the tournament. What do you think needs to be done for those characters, if anything, to bring their pick rates down to let some more characters thrive?
I think Yoru is in a decent place. I think in general the kit before was really strong, but I think it's been dialed down. I think it's in my opinion it's at a good level. I think it's just a comfort pick, of course, with these players like Exter, just your one trick, or these other players where you can play fast rotate. While Waylay, I think it's still kind of broken. It's just, I think the ability to punish people without really not giving them a chance isn't fair, in my opinion. It's not like a Jet where you need other util to support you in a sense. While this character can just hop on you, kill you, and dash out, or throw a slow at you, and then your teammates punish you. I think just I'm not sure exactly how to nerf it without killing it, but I think something's got to change, especially I assume, especially in ranked too. I think Riot is big on ranked. I think Waylay's in every game, and it's very hard to play. Even for me, playing ranked has been more miserable. I feel like the game has become less shooting in a sense because I'm getting slowed all the time on stuff like this, but they've changed the initiator util, so it's just a hard balance and hard way to approach the game.
Yeah, most definitely, because they wanted more shooting, less abilities, but it feels like you see with the saturate with these flashes, it feels like there's even more with that saturate being so strong.
Exactly.
It's just you throw it and you just win the fight because they can't shoot back.
Yeah.
Okay, so as with Zellsis being the IGL now, does he still deserve that vibes guy moniker? Does he still bring that to the team?
I think for sure. I think maybe I wouldn't say when you hear vibes, you think of super fun, super this. I think in general he just brings this accountability, in my opinion, especially as an IGL. He brings this accountability where there's a standard, and when we're playing. It just needs to be done. And of course, when you're winning, we're gonna have fun no matter what. So I think it's just like playing the game, and I think just him coming along and really showing his leadership, I guess, brings that vibes, I guess, to the game, because every game feels winnable.
Yeah, I love when they show like the little in between the round comms and you hear him being like, yo guys, thank you for the carry, thank you for the carry. He's 1 and 4. I mean, yeah, the kind of stuff like that where you hear stuff like that, you're like, okay, it's pretty funny. Yeah, most definitely. So a lot of the team for this kickoff tournament had very high performances, especially Zeppa was a huge standout to me. How do you guys plan on carrying these high level performances over to stage 1 to keep that level?
I think in general with our team, we have a lot of firepower in a sense, I think with Penny coming in too, and Zeppa, as you said, like I think Zeppa's always had this firepower in him. Is just with the role you were playing, like there's moments, of course, there's times where everyone's got to do their job, where if I'm B and he's playing A on split, I need to shut down B so they can go to A, and he's not playing retake. I think in general with stats, I guess, it's like it's a bigger picture, of course, and I think in general there's always stuff outside of the game that he provides, and it's I think in general what I'm trying to say is I think everyone just needs to do their part. And I think everyone will show results or show good performances, and I think with this kickoff is just us building as a foundation, and I think you'll see more of everyone, not just Zeppa, performing.
Yeah, because his util this tournament, his shooting, he's just been on a different level. Like, absolute flow state the whole tournament. So for your Abyss comp, last time you guys switched up the comp with Penny last time on Waylay, and then Oxy on Jet. And then last time, actually, it was Penny on Veto, Oxy on Waylay. Can you give us a little behind the scenes on why that comp switch was made? Was it just uncomfortability? Didn't like the comp?
I think with just the meta right now, Waylay is just broken. I think the way we view the map kind of is we can hit the sites and play retake a lot with how much util we have, of course. But I think with them having not really info on us, but we don't really have info on them, we're kind of going in blind. So I do think the way they played wasn't ideal for us, of course. I think they had double initiator, double util. They start attack. I think they can drone out. If we wanted to op, it just makes the game a little harder. I think it's just a comfort pick for us too. I think we have 2 incredible duelist players. Why not just put them on duelists?
Definitely makes sense. Yeah, just the double duelist comp, or like you said, the solo Waylay. Those are both super strong right now, so definitely makes sense. So my last question here. So last year, Coach Amy talked about the idea around C9. The whole the international is tough to qualify for them, and unfortunately, you guys won't qualify for Santiago. What changes are you guys looking to make, or anything in general, try to qualify for London?
I think it's just us being more on the same page. I think we've shown improvement throughout this kickoff. Even for me, I think I've improved as a player. I'm sure like Zellsis feels the same way as his calling, but I think it's just a very good foundation. I think compared to last year too, we bombed out pretty fast. While we're fighting. We can be considered a top team, and it's a better start than last year in a sense. And I think last year we, once we have that break, I think we can build on what we did with the matches, and I think we have a lot better foundation because we played so many more games. So I think it's just trusting the process and just keep doing what we're doing and just believing that eventually everything will pan out.
Do you like the triple kickoff format for just getting more reps at the beginning, at the start of the season?
Yes, I think. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think some people might say it's too forgiving, But I think with kickoff and how the off season always goes, people just don't have that much time to practice, the transfers and how teams happen. It's not fair for everyone, in my opinion. So I think the triple elim is good. And I mean, right now too, with visas being a big issue, I think there's possibilities where people can come in and age too. I think with what's his name, Neon. I think him getting able to come in, if this was double elim, he wouldn't have gone to play kickoff. But because he did, I think it's just a good thing overall. I don't really see that many negatives, and I think people are pushing for negatives. I think it's just not looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah, I think it's a positive for players. You get more reps, you get more time, and then for viewers, you get more games. You have more time to just watch your team.
Exactly.
And then I have one last follow-up question. So around the whole stigma, is there any pressure going into big games around that stigma of C9 can't qualify, or is it just a non-factor when you go into the lobby?
In my opinion, I think the games just get scrappier, and I think it's not. I think it's both. It's our fault and the other team at an extent. I think when we play these bigger teams, they don't think we're as good as them, so they might make more plays, and we might play a little more scared. where it could be the other way around where we try to push the pace and we're getting punished by it. So I think it's just finding a balance between having that level of consistency and having that level of team play together. Because I think right now, in the big moments or like these big rounds, we're just a little disjointed, and you know, we just gotta watch it back and really reel in what the real problem is. Maybe it's micros, maybe it's comms, maybe it's just in spots you've never been in before, you know, and we just gotta rewatch and just fix them, to be honest.
Most definitely. Okay. And I apologize. If you have time for one more question, I have one more thing. All right. Going into this, the 100 Thieves game with these weird Veto Sage comps, how do you get prepped for a comp like that, which you don't usually see from any other teams?
I think just rewatching their game back and just understanding what they like to do and trying to practice, even against teams that aren't doing it, just understanding that we're practicing for the match, understanding that it might not work in the scrim, you might get decimated, to be honest. Like Loki scrimming this week, practicing for some of the maps that we've been doing is just not great practice for us, but we're getting reps in how we want to play, and it kind of gives us more confidence in the match, what we need to do, you know, what you kind of believe in what you're practicing, you know, even if it wasn't good practice in a sense because of the comps and stuff. I think it's just understanding your objective, I guess, in the match. You know, you understand what you have to do, and it's like visually hopeful.
Most definitely, yeah. Because when I talked before to Mata, he said it's a lot about just playing your own game. You know, of course, you can't get prepped for that, so just play your own game, let the game come to you. Would you say that's kind of at least a little bit accurate?
Yeah, I agree. I think these upper teams, at least, it's a lot of intuition, and it's just the top players will usually make the right read or will punish other players. So I think that's the difference too. And I think these players that have really good intuition really show in the game too. They really make big time plays, or they read the game really well, and they get rewarded.
All right. Yeah, definitely makes sense. All right. That'll be all I have for you today. Thank you much for your time. Good luck in stage 1.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
See you.